The last sunrise is here. Before the world changes, a single flame is lit. A quiet step touches stone, and a choice begins that no one can stop. The sky is still blue and soft when the first light breaks over the hills, and the city wakes like it is any other day. But it is not any other day. A hand strikes a match, a candle blooms, and warm light moves across rough walls. Sandaled feet find cold stone, slow and steady, each step a promise. We hear wind in the olive trees, a sound like a whisper that says time is short. A street cat slips by, a door opens just a little, and then closes, as if the house is holding its breath. In the distance, a bell rings and fades. Someone pours water into a clay cup. It is a small sound, but it feels large, like the start of a river. We do not see his face, only the hem of a robe, the touch of a hand on a wooden frame, the pause before the next step. This is the morning of the last day, and the city does not know it yet. Traders lift baskets. A child laughs, then grows quiet. Not sure why. The sun warms the stones, but the air stays cool, like a warning. A line of spears passes at the far end of a narrow lane, their shadows sliding over the ground like a dark tide. Voices murmur behind a wall, quick and sharp, then hush when boots draw near. A pouch of coins is tied tight. A look is shared and then broken. The wind turns, and olive leaves shake again, silver on one side, green on the other, like two choices held in the same hand. He moves past a table where bread rests under cloth, and his fingers press into the wood, not in fear, but with calm that feels stronger than iron. The day opens before him like a long road, and he steps onto it without rush, without noise, with a heart that will not bend. Far above, doves lift into the light. Down here, we hear only simple sounds: feet, fabric, breath, yet they land like drums. A cup is set down. A latch slides. A mother draws her child close as a group of men in armor cross the square. They do not see him, or maybe they do and choose to look away. It does not matter. The path is already set, but not by them, not by fear, not by power, by love. Steady as the steps that carry him out the door and into the day that will change every day that comes after. The streets are narrow here, walled in by stone that has seen 1,000 mornings. Yet today the air feels heavier. The market smells of bread and dust, but beneath it rides the sharp scent of tension. In a shaded corner, two men lean close, speaking in low voices, their eyes darting to the alley's mouth. A third figure joins them, his hands hidden inside his cloak, his jaw tight as if holding back words he does not want to say aloud. Somewhere nearby, a wooden door shuts with a hollow thud, and the sound seems to echo too long. Down another lane, the shadow of a Roman spear slides across the wall, its tip like a needle drawing a line between peace and war. Boots strike the stone in measured rhythm, never rushing, never pausing, predators moving without fear. Behind a cracked shutter, someone watches them pass. The soldier's armor flashes in the light for only a moment, like a blade drawn, and then sheathed again. At the far edge of the market, a man bends to tie his sandal, but his eyes never leave a passing figure. A woman covers her head with a scarf, pulling the cloth tighter as if hiding her face will shield her from the storm she feels coming. Coins clink softly in a hand, and the sound feels wrong, too careful, too secretive. In the quiet space between two buildings, an old olive tree grows, its branches twisting like hands reaching for something they cannot hold. Its leaves whisper in the wind, and if you listen, you could almost think they are warning of what is about to break. A bird startles from the tree, wings snapping through the air, rising fast as if fleeing a danger we cannot yet see. Somewhere unseen, his steps continue. He does not turn toward the whispers or the shadows. He does not slow for the soldiers or the watchers. Every movement is simple, but it carries weight, as if the stones beneath his feet know who walks upon them. In this city, on this morning, the line between friend and enemy blurs, and trust feels like glass clear, beautiful, and one touch away from breaking. Whispers spread. Powers move. Hearts are tested. Around a long wooden table. A pair of hands tears fresh bread in silence. Steam curls into the cool morning air, but no one reaches for it yet. Across the city, Another pair of hands dips a quill into dark ink. The scratch of the nib loud in the stillness, writing words that may one day be read with tears. Near the harbor, a fisherman coils his rope, the fibers rough against his calloused palms. His mind far from the water, as if he senses a tide rising somewhere else, one not made of waves. In a dim room, a woman kneels, fingers locked together, so tightly her knuckles pale. She prays without sound, lips moving, eyes wet, heart racing. Her voice might never reach his ears today, but she sends it anyway. Like a letter without an address, in another corner, a man sharpens a blade. The steady scrape of metal on stone, not from malice, but from fear. Everywhere, small lives move, in small ways, pouring water into clay jars, folding cloth, tending fires, yet each movement feels touched by the edge of something larger. Some followers are ready to stand, no matter the cost. Some are unsure, torn between belief and self-preservation. And some have already made their choice, hiding it under smiles and familiar words. In a shadowed hallway, a figure waits, listening for the sound of footsteps that will tell him it is time to act. In the street, a boy runs past, laughing, holding a basket of figs, unaware that the people he passes are holding their breath. They are his people, friends, students, the ones who have eaten at his table, heard his voice, seen his hands heal. They are also the ones who will scatter when the sky darkens. Yet for now, they are close enough to reach out and touch him, to meet his eyes, to decide what their loyalty truly means. Those who love him, those who doubt, those who will run. The table is set, yet no one eats. The bread lies untouched, the cup sits full, and the air feels heavy, as if the room itself is waiting. The flicker of an oil lamp throws long shadows across the walls, making each face look older, more lined, more worn than it did an hour ago. He lifts his gaze slowly, not to speak to one person, but to all of them at once. One of you will betray me. The words do not fall like a shout, they land like a stone in still water, sending ripples no one can escape. Hands freeze halfway to their plates. Someone swallows hard. Another looks away, eyes fixed on the floor. Even the air seems to tighten, and the flame in the lamp bends as if it, too, has heard something it cannot ignore. In the corner, a small leather pouch is drawn shut, the coins inside shifting with a sound that cuts through the silence. A face turns slightly into shadow, lips pressed tight, hiding the weight of a decision already made. Across the table, two friends glance at each other, trying to read in the other's eyes the answer they fear. No one moves to stand. No one speaks to deny it. Each mind races through the same questions: who? Why? Could it be me? But no answer comes. Only the steady sound of his voice remains, low and calm, carrying a truth they are not ready to hold. The bread is broken. The cup is lifted. The meal continues, but nothing is the same. Somewhere beyond the walls, the city noise goes on, vendors calling, carts rolling, sandals scraping the stone, unaware that inside this room, the course of history has just shifted. A prophecy set in motion. The cup sits in his hand, simple, clay, worn smooth by years of use. Yet tonight it feels like it carries the weight of the whole world. The wine catches the lamplight, deep red, like a shadow you can drink. He does not rush. His fingers rest against the rim for a moment, as though he is memorizing its feel, knowing this will be the last time. Around him, the table is quiet. The bread, now broken, lies in small pieces on rough plates. No one chews, no one swallows. Every heart beats in the same heavy rhythm, waiting for something they cannot name. He speaks softly, his words shaping the meal into something more than food, into a promise, into a warning, into a doorway they will soon be forced to walk through. Then he rises. The chair's legs scrape against stone, the sound sharpen the still air. His robe brushes the table's edge as he steps away, and the others slowly follow. The narrow door opens to the night, and cool air rushes in, carrying the smell of dust, olives, and far-off smoke. The moon hangs low, pale and watchful, as if it knows where this road will end. They walk through the city's sleeping streets, the sound of their sandals soft but certain. Here and there, a shutter moves, a dog stirs, a torch burns low. The walls seem taller in the dark, the shadows deeper. Each turn feels like a choice, each step like a point of no return. Finally, The city falls behind, replaced by the quiet rustle of leaves in the garden ahead. Olive trees stand like silent witnesses, their twisted trunks guarding the path. The others glance at him, searching for any sign of hesitation, but they see none. His face is calm, yet his pace quickens just enough to tell them he knows what waits here. They have left the warmth of the table for the cold edge of history. The cup has been emptied, and now they stand at the crossroads asterisk. The garden is quiet, but it is not peaceful. The wind moves through the olive branches, making them shiver like they know what is coming. The moonlight paints the ground in silver and shadow, and the air smells of earth and night. His steps slow here. He touches the rough bark of a tree, steadying himself. As if drawing strength from something older than kings, the others stop a short distance away. Unsure whether to follow or give him space, he walks deeper between the trees until the lantern light behind him fades, leaving only the pale glow above. Then he sinks to his knees. His hands press into the soil, the cold seeping into his skin. His head bows. The world feels still, but inside him, a storm rages heavy, unseen, and unshared. Father. His voice is barely more than breath. If there is another way. The words break. But they are not weakness, they are the truth of a heart carrying the weight of every soul. He pauses, eyes closing, and when they open again, they are set with quiet resolve. Not my will, but yours, somewhere beyond the garden's edge. The faint clink of metal breaks the stillness armor. Moving closer, a torch flares in the distance, then another, like stars falling to earth. The sound of boots grows louder, steady, deliberate. Leaves shake harder now, though there is no stronger wind. He rises, brushing dirt from his hands, his face calm again. He turns toward the noise, toward the light, toward the ones who will come to take him. Behind him, the disciples shift, unsure if they should stand or run. He gives no command to fight, no call to hide, only a look that says he is already chosen. Asterisk. The first torch pierces the garden's darkness, its flame swaying with every step of the men who carry it. Behind it, a line of soldiers emerges, their armor catching moonlight in cold flashes. The sound of metal rings in the still air, swords shifting in their scabbards, spears knocking against shields. The quiet night is gone. From the shadows, a man steps forward. His hood hides most of his face, but his walk is sure. His eyes fixed on the one he came for. The others know him, they have eaten beside him, laughed with him, trusted him. Yet here, in the cold light of the torches, he feels like a stranger. The pouch at his side is heavy with silver, and each coin inside burns hotter than fire. He comes close, close enough to touch. His hand rises, resting on a shoulder, and he leans in as if to greet a friend. The kiss lands softly, but the weight of it drops like a hammer. The soldiers move instantly, their boots pounding the earth, their weapons raised. Shouts fill the garden. One of his followers reaches for a blade, the sound of steel tearing from its sheath cutting through the chaos. But before it can strike, his voice stops it, calm, steady, unshaken. No more. The words slice through the noise louder than any weapon could. The soldiers surround him, yet he does not step back. His eyes meet theirs, not with fear, but with something they cannot name, something that makes even the most hardened among them pause. Hands grip his arms, ropes are drawn tight, but he stands as if he is the one allowing it. Beyond the trees, the night swallows the path back to the city. In the garden, torches flare against the dark as they lead him away. The ground is marked with footprints, his, and theirs side by side, heading toward what no one else would walk toward willingly.